Hey there, it's Koshade, and we got another match for the 2023 League Mage Wars League. You get it. This is a match between Devil's Vendetta and Treecko. This is a Group A match, Um, let's just talk about Devil really quick. Been playing a long time, DevSop, long time actually, and really love his plays. We've seen him come back recently and just powering up and getting as strong as ever. Really been loving seeing DevSop back. And Treecko, of course, a very solid player, has really good plays. Now in my memory, I don't exactly have a particular style for Treecko. I think if I remember right, it's economy based, but really curious to see what we see out of Treecko here. And for Devil's Vendetta, usually it's a. I'm going to go ahead and switch it so we don't see his cards. Usually for Devil, we see some very unique timing play, is what I oftentimes see out of Devil. So very, very, very unique in the sense that he builds his own books and he really tries to make it his own. He plays the games to back it up too. So I'm really excited to see him play it. And it looks like we have a Holy versus Dark here. Devil's going to be playing in the bottom right here, playing the Priest. Love seeing a Priest out of Devil. I do remember him playing Holy Mages a while back, and I'm glad to see him back into it. And Treecko on the top left here playing the Necromancer with the green pieces. And let's just see how this first round goes. And of course, we see both players prep their cards very quickly. Usually that means they're pretty practiced players, which I wouldn't expect anything less out of them. Treecko playing the Mana Crystal first. And Devil playing the Dawnbreaker's Initiate. Interesting opening to get a creature out. And it looks like, Treecko's going to be going the Libero play. This is my preferred style of Necro, actually, Libero. And this kind of opening is the literal opening that I love to do as well. I find Mana Crystal Libero gives you so much flexibility with the mobility of it. And Temple of Asir coming down for Devil. Now, okay, so let's talk about Temple really quick while they're going ahead and planning. This is probably going to be a quick plan phase, so we'll try to get it as fast as possible here. So he played the Dawnbreaker's Initiate because it's pseudo channel 1, right? Because he's going to be able to just pray to this. So he's not getting the channel during upkeep, but he is going to get it next round. So, it's fine in terms of economy. You're not really losing anything over what Treecko's going to do, other than right now. Later on, maybe he'll be using this Dawnbreaker Initiative to do something. But for now, it's just going to be a sort of mana crystal pseudo thing for this temple here. This is a fine opening. I actually personally prefer to go turn 2 temple, just because it's commitment. And maybe you saw the mana crystal and the Libero and said, okay, I'll just hold off. Now notice the position here. It's I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. It's pointed towards the enemy in this center here. He didn't want to move because he wanted that creature. And this is sort of just. It's probably going to be a little aggressive. It's probably what it's going to be. Whereas with Treecko, Libero tends to be more aggressive. You tend to be walking forward while casting creatures. What's nice about it is you can do some of the skeleton archer plays where you sort of like, I'm going to keep creating minions or brutes, whatever, things like that. And then I'm going to plop a skeleton archer up here by just running and just getting the right position for everything. It really depends on what your opponent's doing. I'm just sort of giving general notes. But the ability to have Wall of Bones, things like that, and then immediately get reinforcements is so good when you consider Libero over Graveyard. So yeah, I would call these both aggressive mages. Aggressive in the sense of spawn points. Usually you don't see aggressive Temple, and that means we're probably going to be seeing more. I mean, I'm guessing we're going to see another Cleric or two, but we're probably going to be seeing it pretty much an offensive Devil here. And Treecko playing the Idle Pestilence is a great play to get your opponent to abandon their plans. Idle Pestilence is that slow ticking just death, and you always need something to deal with this as a priest. I have been in this situation a lot, and Griffins, Brogan, things like that, those are all good choices. But just, if you want to stay back, what you do is you consecrate a ground, and then you just stay here, and then you let them play the Deathlock, and then you kill the Deathlock. It gets obviously a little complicated, but that is a tactic you'd use. And interesting, we're going to see a double move out of Devil, then play the Mana Flower. The order of stuff here is interesting, going with the Mana Flower. Now, I bet you he had another Cleric planned here. And I bet you he's not casting it because he wants to get at this idol. So that's why he did the run, so he didn't have to worry about it. So if I were Treecko, I would be saying, how can I buffer this to my advantage? You have a 0 armor priest, turn 3. Your Libero is 2 mana. You have 2 mana crystals, and you know he's gunning for that idol. This is your chance to probably get something bigger out to lay some sort of damage down. And so let's talk about mana here really quick. Treecko's at 14 because he laid that second mana crystal down. He is winning the channel game now. Kinda. I mean, I guess, I take that back. The idol is actually what he committed his mana to. And as a opening move to try and move those pieces, I think it's really working out with this run. They're channeling about the same. And I will say this damage ticking is going to be a factor here. In terms of if he's going to get a channel in one of these rounds. It really depends on how Devil wants to react to it. Would be interesting to see this guy die. And then a sort of like teleport zone back. But I don't know. The teleport has always been interesting to me for Dawnbreaker's Initiate. I'm not sure if I like it or not, even after all these years. If I were Treecko, you have 14 mana. This is probably a good time to probably get a Skeletal Knight. Skeletal minions are okay. Nothing wrong with a little, like, femur to the head. Even sentries is fine. I probably wouldn't go zombies right now. Not in this position. He's going to be mobile, so you're just going to be, like, lumbering all around the place. And I just don't like zombies in this situation here. Now, for Devil, casting a creature here, he's got 21 mana. I mean, he hasn't committed anything yet. So right now, Devil's sort of playing a reactionary style where he needs to spend his mana because Treecko already spent it. And how is his mana going to give him an edge to counter this idol? Or at the very least, instead of an edge, we broke even there. How can I now get an advantage sort of idea? Yeah. It's kind of my analysis of this situation right now. I actually really love the position Treecko's in here, and this sort of forcing your opponent to do something with the idol. It's pretty brilliant. It's like Treecko's really trying to play. Pardon me. Really trying to play in here. Okay. Sorry. Had to get a little water there. Now, notice I said Skeletal Archer. Because of Libero, he's moving around. I do love this play here. He's just saying, here's a piercing 1 Skeletal Archer. It's going to be able to hit your temple. If your priest is going to commit to this idol, I'm going to get some pot shots off. For 11 mana and 2 off this Libero, it's just a good card right now. And this is probably, oh yes, Assyrian Defender, Holy Avenger is probably one of my favorite targets. It basically becomes a Knight of Westlock in some weird way. I mean, you get 5 dice, piercing 1, and you get, the 5 life, so 13 life, 2 armor with a defense. It's a really interesting way to sort of extend your spell points, and it's cheaper than Holy Avengering a Knight of Westlock, for instance. So, love seeing this. We're going to see some pants come out for Treecko. This is just general armor he's looking for. Just getting some general armor up. And, wow, okay, we're getting aggressive here. Devil, playing it, this is definitely deviating a lot from what I do as a priest here, but getting the Staff of Seer out, and he's going to choose to go after the Necromancer here, rolling 4 dice, and he does get 3 damage, but no status effect with the 3 on that effect roll. I'm not sure how I feel about attacking the Mage, mainly because he could have gotten 6 dice against the Skeletal Archer. And that +2 means a 3-up daze. That could actually mean a big difference in terms of, the Skeletal Archer pinging on the temple or your mage or something like that. There's going to be an enchantment played on the Assyrian Defender. My guess is Chains of Agony. It could just be an Agony, I suppose. And we're going to see a praying happening from Dawnbreaker's Initiative. Very expensive round out of Devil here. So let's talk about this really quick. So Devil, remember, started out with tons of mana. He's chosen to counter the idol to get a Holy Avenger, a Assyrian Defender, and to get a Staff of Asura. So it looks like there was a burn, but it did nothing. By the way, the burns are free now, which I do love about that update so much. So I guess the big question is, do you feel like this is a good counter to this idol play? Because the damage is stacking up. 2 damage on the priest, 2 on the Dawnbreaker, and 1 on the defender. I let's see how this plays out. I gotta be honest, in my priest, I don't actually take Staff of Asura anymore. So this sort of branch I experimented a bit with, and the reason why I took it out is because 9 mana was too much with the temple. That being said, I think the staff is freaking beastly with the priest, especially as a 10-channel priest. That's sort of like an entire new world I need to discover. Looks like I joined the game. I don't actually remember this game. This game was done in March, and it's been like a month, and I don't remember anything about this. So that's kind of my analysis of staff. And again, like, if you watch some old Arcane Duel video, like, I think the one after, when I made the Beast Slinger, I did the Priest as well. And I talked about how I think staff is a little expensive because I ran it then. And then I think I versed Winter, right? Winter. And I just took it out because I was just like, it's never being cast. Anyway, starting at the top of the round, we're going to see no deploy out of either side, and we're going to see immediately a curse go down onto the priest. The priest is going to respond by casting the Radiant Breastplate, going up 2 armor. Radiant Breastplate is actually really good because of the ability to go on guard. Now, there is no reason to go on guard here. Unless he thinks he's going to counterattack you, I guess. Which the priest probably won't. Agony does get revealed onto the priest. And then he's gonna attack the Necromancer with his staff. So 2 dice getting rolled. He is gonna get a damage, because 1 crit and a daze and a burn as well. And really quick, this is actually why the priest's melee attacks are some of the best in the game. The ability to get the daze or stun and a burn is insane. 2 effects for 1 attack is actually just, as a repeatable free attack, is insane. And it looks like the archer is going to attack the Assyrian Defender. The Assyrian Defender rolls a defense and fails. And that archer is going to roll 4 dice and get 6 damage. It does have piercing 1. So 5 damage to go through. And by the way, it did 2. I would suspect this is a rust. I'm sure Shark patched this already, but I would suspect this is a rust if it had a piercing 1 and he has 2 armor. Not supposed to know that, but I would suspect that in this game. And Alter the Iron Guard gets played. This has been... There is a style of player that's Alter the Iron Guard player, and it is awesome, honestly. Especially against what Devil's doing here. If Devil's just trying to commit mana and saying, I'm going to kill this Necro, having Alter the Iron Guard and just be able to deploy out of your book in your Necromancer zone just to go on guard just completely overrides this ability to deal damage. Now, he did spend 2 mana to go on guard. I don't actually agree with that, mainly because I don't think the Necromancer was interested in punching the priest. And there's no way this archer is going to melee the priest either. So unless you had like a Chant of Rage on the archer, and then you had the breastplate to go on guard, where it has to melee you, I actually don't like spending this mana that Devil did here. Looks like there's going to be a burn rolled on the Necromancer, and it's going to roll 0. So 2nd burn dealing 0. That is really low, actually. Burns are supposed to deal at least 1 damage, as expected damage here. And we got 4 mana on the temple now. 7 damage on this knight, Assyrian Defender. And keep in mind the Assyrian Defenders have 13 life. some enchantment that I suspect is Rust, but it could be an Agony as too. If you see an Agony, there's most likely two. And this Archer's probably just going to ping the crap out of the temple. I didn't know Alter the Unguard was legendary. That's actually kind of scary when you think about it. Like, only one person gets destroys. Dawnbreaker's Initiate goes up to 3 damage. Priest is at 3. This Idle Pestilence has already dealt 8 damage, and you spent 9 on it. So it's about at the point of break even, and it's not even hurt yet. So this idol is actually doing insanely well, value-wise. And let's see here. Devil's at 18 mana, 4 in the temple. This is something big could come out of here. Griffins isn't a bad choice. The Archer is a little scary for that, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind a Griffin. I mean, Dorceus. Honestly, like, summon Dorceus, move up, get some healing, and then move in and support here. He's got to deal with this idol, otherwise he's just going to run out of time. And you know the priest isn't going to be able to melee attack the Necromancer because there's going to be a creature here. My guess is a minion. Treecko's at 16 and 2 on the Libro, so it could be a knight or a sentry. This is also a good time actually to cast Brute. Skeleton Knight comes out. A Brute here would actually be really good because it goes on guard and everything's damaged, so just immediately deal the max damage back. But, I mean, Skeleton Knight's super good. I usually in my Necros do 1 Knight, 1 Brute. Maybe 2 Brutes, I'm not sure anymore. Treecko's going to pass a quick cast. Is his initiative. And looks like Devil's going to pass as well. It is Treecko's initiative. He's going to pass. Not seeing something come out of this temple. That's a little scary. Because Devil's at 18. So Treecko's saying, most likely, because it's like, what are you doing with your mana? And looks like we're going to see a Luminous Blast come out. 5 dice. Only getting 2 damage. It's so unfortunate, but he does get the daze as well. And of course, with that, you'll see a burn of 2. He might get only once per round get that burn. Those burns have been so unfortunate. On top of this Luminous Blast dealing so low damage. Only getting 2. You expect at least 4 there. And Devil's going to target that Agony. I'm guessing we're going to see a Dispel here. There it is. Remove Curse. He's 5. He's going to get a refund. Excuse me. It's been a little bit of a long day for me. It's also really raining out, so excuse the Young's match is so... Oh, no. I'm just joking, obviously, but... My goodness. I'm really curious. So he's going to remove Curse. Now, typically, you want to save remove Curses when they have, in my opinion, at least 2 Curses. But probably, I usually prefer when they have a cumulative amount of Curses that's equal to level 4. Is usually my rule, which I know is so random, but usually what I like doing. Otherwise, I prefer to Dispel. Skeleton Archer's going to attack the Mana Flower, not the Temple. Okay, he deals 4 damage to that Mana Flower. It doesn't... It has regen 1, basically. Because the Idle Pestilence is dealing 0 damage. I'm completely lying. It has regen 2, my bad. Forgot Idle's creature only. We're going to see Ramses Black Death. This is a really cool black healing kind of spell. It came out in the Necro Academy. Basically, it's really good. It just... Your guarantee damage and you heal your mage is actually insanely good here. And he turned this over, but it didn't have... Yeah. Where'd your defender go? It's back. I don't think Devil's feeling good about this game right now. Like, for getting the life plus 5, that's probably not a good feeling. So yeah, Necro's going to go down to, what was that, 4? I just disconnect. Yeah, he's going down to 4. Necro's at 4 out of 32. And I gotta say, I think honestly, like, this is Treecko's game now. I think we're gonna have to see something big out of Devil here. Otherwise, probably in like 4 turns ish, I guess. We might see this be over. By the way, sorry about the overlay. Didn't mean to make it small. I just looked up there and I was like, oh, okay, fine. Alright, a lot of stuff just happened here. Assyrian Defender is going to attack the Skeleton Knight. The Skeleton Knight is going to attempt to avoid it. Does not do that. 3 dice get rolled and gets, looks like 4 damage from that. Not even an Avenger roll, just a normal roll. Skeleton Knight attempts to avoid it. Rolls a 4. Fails. Looks like Skeleton Knight is going to then counter-strike. And we're going to see the defense come out for Assyrian Defender. And he gets it. Rolling a 12. Really nice. I just want to make sure I reported all that right. So I saw him he didn't apply the damage. And then I was like, why not? And then I saw the defense roll. Yeah, you know, honestly, like, in this match here, normally with Libra, I like to be moving around. But if, honestly, this is going to be the kind of fight, I'm totally fine with Libra just being a chill out and summoning in the zone kind of thing. 0 for the burns do nothing again. 3 burns do nothing. Oh, that's harsh. I mean, Treecko should at least be at 7 damage. Anyway, Devil's up to 19 mana. That Idol's going to deal another 3 damage. Assyrian Defender up to 9. Priest is at 5. And this Dawnbreaker's Initiate's at 4. And he's going to die next round, this Initiate. So, I mean, this Idol is just swinging the game so much. And honestly, I said this before, I struggle so much when I first started playing with this Idol Deathlock play. Because you basically leave behind your economy because you're forced out to deal with it. And you have to have, like, in my opinion, very specific cards that'll take it out. And that's why when Consecrated Ground came out, I was really happy because you just Consecrated Ground, wait for the Deathlock, and then kill the Deathlock. It's kind of my thinking on that whole thing. And I use Brogan usually with Holy Strike nowadays, but it used to be Battle Fury to take out a Deathlock. So we are going to see out of the temple, a Joseph Trueblood. Ooh, this is cool. I like seeing this. And we're going to see something out of Libra here. We do see a second Skeleton Knight. 2 Skeleton Knights are scary. The ability to just deal 5 damage is just, it's so good. Free rocks, basically. And not to mention, they're hardy. They're kind of the dark equivalent of Knight of Westlock. And I say that because Knight of Westlock is, it's a little better. 3 armor versus 1, but 10 life. It's a little better. Luminous Blast against the Necromancer again. This time rolling 8, 7 on the damage, 5 getting through because there is 1 armor. Should be 6, 4, 7. Should be 6. Hang on a second, let me just make sure. Yeah, he only dealt 5, but it is 6. That being said, whatever. It's fine. He does get the Daze and Burn, which is really nice. Honestly, he should... Devil. I feel like he should be spending these on these knights. We're trying to take out this idol. This is just brutal. But I think I understand, because, like, in these moments, you feel like this idol's just going to kill you, so you just kill the mage. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure if the economy swing is enough for you to do that. It looks like he's going to follow the Luminous Blast up with a pre-strike, rolling 4 dice. Gets 6 on that, 4 going through. Is there 2 armor on him? Where is that second armor? I have no idea why they're not recording that second one, but he definitely only has 1 armor here. We're going to see the Ramses Black Death. A spell you don't see that much. Really nice. Using a quick cast. Healing 2, dealing 2. So he spent a total of 5 on this and got 4 damage out with it and 4 healing. With 2 additional quick casts. So probably worth it, right? And if there's more here, definitely. So like seeing that. Treecko's at 11 damage out of 32. Devil's at 8 out of 34. Syrian Defender's going to go after this Knight here. The Knight's going to... I'm sorry. Skeleton Knight is going to attack the Assyrian Defender. Assyrian Defender defends itself. Yes. I love seeing this. Assyrian Defender is, for some reason, I feel like gets more defenses than Knight of Westlock. There's something about that level 2. They just don't want to die. And we're going to see a guard happen on Assyrian Defender. And the archer is going to go after Joseph Trueblood. 4 dice piercing 1. With 3 armor. So basically 2 armor. So it should be 3 damage. Now, something cool about Joseph Trueblood is the healing range 0 to 2. He can heal 2 dice from here, which is actually really advantageous. It kind of forces your opponent to either move or not, or like to go after him, or just have to endure the healing. With the archer here, it's a really good counter. So really the skeletal archer is just getting so good right now. So much value here, I would say. Honestly, I think the melee might be a better choice right now. Another 5 dice, which is not bad. So let's talk about that. So for 12 mana, level 3, you get, against Necromancer stuff, 3 armor, 10 life, which is Knight of Westlock. And then you get 5 dice, melee, with a range 2 heal. So Knight of Westlock is probably better. Right? Probably better. Granted, if you're going Temple, you have other options. And like seeing this play, this is a play I would have loved to have seen a while ago, and that is Consecrated Ground. Countering the Idle Pestilence. So basically, it's a net even for this defender. And of course, the priest is still going to take a damage. But all of these guys are going to take 1 damage now. And the Ghoul-Rot, it was a Ghoul-Rot, gets revealed onto the Assyrian defender. So we're going to see it be at 12 out of 13. Not dead yet. It's my initiative, so I'll let the damage go before you can heal. That's actually not allowed. This is not an initiative Ghoul-Rot, because there's no sort of a trigger for that. There's no sort of trigger for that. If it was like a remove dissipate sort of thing, that sort of stuff gets really confusing, I know. Same thing with Idle Pestilence. You can't be like, I'm going to decide my idol on your creature, because this is basically a general thing for everyone. So you decide on your creature when this applies. But if it was something like a Deathlink, you would go, I'm going to choose to do the Deathlink because I have to heal first for that to happen. Initiative orders are really, really wonky in this game. It's probably one of the biggest criticisms you can have for this game. And there's Keijin there saying correct. Yeah, the problem is that when an action is between two, so if you have, like, let's just say a pillar, Like when you remove that dissipate, like the person that controls that dissipate removal is when you do the attack. So if there's an initiative problem, then you don't remove it and then go take your time to do the attack. It's you doing the attack that controls the pillar because you're removing that thing. So it's definitely wonky and gets confusion like this. But I think the more you play, the more you start realizing exactly how that works. So, I mean, basically, Consecrated Ground is buying another round for the Caesarean Defender. And, I mean, it is dealing some damage. I don't think this damage is necessarily going to matter. Maybe Skeletal Archer, but, I mean, the Priest is clearly focusing down on the Necromancer. So, like, he doesn't really care about spread damage. And by the way, another burn did 0. Devil, I feel so bad for you. Because that just doesn't feel good. Burn's not dealing anything. Ugh, just so troubling. That's the kind of stuff that sticks out in your head when you're like, okay. Or that time Burns did nothing. As opposed to, times where it does like 20 damage. So Joseph at 4 damage out of 10. Syrian Defender 1 away. 12 mana for Devil, 2 in the Temple. That is a dead Cleric, by the way. This Idle Pestilence just continuing to pay off. And clearly we're going to see an evacuation here for Treecko. Now, as Devil, this is where you prep the lesser teleport or force push. Just to do, like, kidnapping shenanigans and stuff like that. Oh, he's going to force... Okay. He's going to force push the Skeleton Knight out. And then I'm guessing we're going to see a priest attack. Very nice. 4 dice coming in. It's going to get 1 damage. 1 damage, a burn, and a daze. I'm sorry, no daze. Just a burn. When did he cast his leather boots? He must have just cast it. Joseph Trueblood's going to move forward. He's going to roll 5 dice against the Skeleton Knight. Skeleton Knight attempts to defense, does not get it. He has 1 armor, and Joseph is going to do 4 damage, which is very normal. And then the Skeleton Knight bashes back for 5 damage on 5 dice. It's really unfortunate. It's all critical, so he normally has 3 armor, but it does nothing. This is just so unlucky for Devil here. And Skeleton Knight's going to guard. Just guarding right here. Syrian Defense is going to try to take advantage of this. He's going to move out of the safe zone. Rolling that 5 dice. Gets 5 damage. Skeleton Knight at 10 out of 12 now. The defense comes in. Fails. Syrian Knight fails the defense. And then the Knight rolls 0 damage on 5 dice. Holy cow. And then we're going to see the Skeleton Knight Archer also back off. Doesn't want to take that damage. There is an argument for shooting this temple. He's got 9 life, so having 2 damage isn't that big of a deal. Anyway, next round, this burn is going to deal a damage. It's the holy burn of all of them. One that stands out. Gurat and the idol gets its use. The Holy Avenger Syrian Defender dies. Joseph Trueblood also dies to the idol. His true blood is now poison blood. And this is suddenly looking like a game that Treecko has to lose. Having 2 Skeleton Knights out, one half dead, the other very close to death. But just a priest out, and then an archer also looking at you. This is tough for Devil. 3 mana on the temple, 18 in his supply. And Treecko having 16 mana and 2 on the Libro. I mean, we're probably going to see another Skeleton Knight come out, honestly. I see no reason why not to. You could also start doing things like Drain Soul shenanigans. I am a personal fan of the double Drain Soul, having a Mage Wand as well, just to sort of follow up. As just the, let's just kill you. I don't want to waste anything on attack spells because there's no dark attack spells. And let me just kill you with just these incantations that also ensure that I live because I'm getting aggressive. That being said, if he just did Skeleton Knights, it's fine. I don't see a really good way of Devil to get out of this. He could take out this Knight. No, he can't anymore. Reassemble gets played on that really damaged Knight. 6 dice getting rolled. 9 getting healed. Oh, man. The Skeleton is at 1 now. And Reassemble is pretty good. It's obviously super efficient in terms of mana to damage ratio. A part of me has always wanted to just get another creature, but, you know, I support it as a card. Skeleton Knight's going to attack the Priest, rolling 4 dice, getting 3 damage. It says it got 4. Yeah, Devil's going to fix that. Again, is that a rest on him? Is that why it's reporting 1 more? Wasn't a rest on the Defender, so I don't know. There is a guard here. Luminous Blast gets played against the Necromancer. 5 dice get rolled. 6 damage, 5 crit going through. 5 damage total, 1 daze, and a burn. Now, one thing I like, actually, for Priest is actually taking Wand of Ice and Fire. Because, 1, it's cheap. And 2, you can just, like, passively get Luminous Blasts or Melees. And then also apply a second burn with Wand of Ice and Fire. And, like, if you get, like, 6 or 7 burns on someone, they're dying. Like, it's actually kind of crazy how much damage burns do when they stack. Looks like Treecko's going to play the Witchwood Ironvine. Regen you'll see in every game. And I like the Ironvine because it's probably going to block 2 damage from the Priest. And then heal 1, so it's basically net 3 versus, you know, just getting 2 from the regen. We see the Ankh get played. And the Ankh is going to immediately trigger. Now, Ankh for a long time was just considered a bad spell. I actually think that the Ankh's not going to trigger, by the way. I actually think that it's now in a position that people want to play it, but only in Holy. You know, if you're versing like a Necromancer, obviously, or a Elementalist, you probably want the Ankh. But it's really not worth it over other amulets. In general. And as I said, like, in this particular case, obviously it's super good. You know, you're going to get 3 damage out every round. And if the Necromancer chooses to retreat or anything, you're probably going to get more when they follow you. I mean, that being said, like, it's kind of like a zoned idol. So, you know, it's about half the cost. So I guess it's appropriate in terms of its cost and what it does. I don't know. I'd love to hear other people's opinions on the Ankh now because it's been getting buffs, and for good reason. Because it just when it came out, it was just bad, honestly. Anyway, we're on turn 9 here. Looks like the burn is going to deal 2 damage and another burn get removed. Treecko is going to regen 1 from that Ironvine here. Oh, Treecko's at 3 armor now. Devil's at 17 mana and 4 on the Temple. And looks like Treecko is gonna do a Mort. So this is even more scary. The ability to just reconstruct 2 every round. This is why skeletons are good. And for a long time, zombies really dominated the scene. But we're seeing now Mort and Knights become more of a strategy that's common. And I think it's great, honestly. The ability to reconstruct 2. And it's not just like, yeah, it's not just one creature like Dorceus does. It's everything. It's so good. And not to mention it also reconstructs walls and stuff like that. So you can do all sorts of fun things with Libro, with walls, and Eagle Claw boots with Mort. And it looks like Necromancer is going to enchant himself. Something defensive. My guess is Rhino Hide. And there is a Skeleton Knight guarding. Devil's not sure if he wants to... How he's going to get at the mage is my guess. Thinking. It's just like, it's rough. He's got 4 mana in this temple and 17 here. And he can't, he wants to do the melee and he just can't. Another Luminous Blast comes out, 5 mana getting casted onto this Necro here. And it's going to roll on 5 dice, 7 damage. There is 3 armor, so 4 getting through. And a burn. Interesting. So he's going to actually move to the right one, go into this Consecrated Ground, and just chill. Archer's going to take advantage of this, rolling 4 dice, getting 5 damage. There is 2 armor, so piercing 1 should be, what is that, 4 damage? Yeah, 4 damage going through. Putting Devil's Priest at 18 out of 34, and Treecko's at 24 out of 32. Red dice saying it wasn't Devil's action. Uh-oh. Okay, looks like the Necromancer is going to enchant himself with something. And the Priest is just going to follow through. So, nothing changed. Totally fine here. And this is going to take a damage from the Yonk. And then during upkeep, another damage. But I don't think Treecko cares. He's just looking to lay on the damage right now. 2 damage going through from this Skeleton Knight to the Priest. We're going to see a counter strike. Looks like a 6-die attack. Is that right? Skeleton is going to attempt to dodge and succeeds. No 6-die for you. Second Skeleton Knight comes in. It's going to take a damage from the Yonk of Asura. And we're going to see 5 dice go at Devil. 1 damage going through. Little low there. And these damage numbers are actually... I'm actually a little surprised at how well Devil's doing here. These Luminous Blasts are actually keeping up. Looks like we're going to be at 22 out of 34 damage for Devil. Whereas Treecko, let's see how these burns do. And these Skeleton Knights are being hurt, but they're also being reconstructed. These Knights should not be reconstructing. It says bordering Mort's zone. Borders are actually specifically where walls go. You place the walls on the border. Which is fine. Looks like they corrected it really fast. I'm guessing Shark also fixed that. Yeah, so burns. Looks like 3 damage from these burns. And Treecko's going to regen 1, putting Treecko at 26 out of 32. Devil's at 22 out of 34. I mean, Devil could win this. It's his initiative. Like, it's... Treecko's got 14 mana. He could drain life. He can't drain soul. This is so close, actually. Let's just see what... Holy cow, is he going to pull this off? Devil's done with quick cast. I mean, he may live this round. Devil's going to back up one. He's going to cast an Acid Ball. Okay, he's got 18 mana. After paying that, we could see a Boulder finish. Cobra Reflexes gets revealed. Let's see the dodge attempt. It fails to defend itself. Oh my god, the Acid Ball does 2 damage, 2 critical damage, and 1 corrode. Oh, that 1 corrode is so brutal. Treecko's at 28 out of 32. Devil's going to reveal a Fireball. 6 dice coming at his face. He's got 2 armor. He can't defend twice. There is no defense. This should kill Treecko. He only needs 4 damage, and he should statistically get 4. He gets it! He gets 4 damage! Oh my god! Devil! Damn! Whew. That was crazy. Holy shit. Mad respect to Devil. I was like, oh man, Treecko, he's totally gonna lose this. Or totally gonna win this. But goes to show you, as I said, I don't really do the Staff of Asura play with the temple that much. So I guess Devil just really just saw and just just saw, okay, I'm just gonna kill you because you spent a whole round playing this idol. And granted, like there was a lot of choices here, but damn, well played. And Devil, I'm sorry I'm showing your book here, but Devil playing the 1, 2, 3, 4 Luminous Blast with the Acid Ball and the Fireball. Like, this does not seem like a temple play here when you have this many attack spells. Granted, I mean, you know, Fireball, Acid Ball, those are pretty common, especially because, you know, Druids exist and stuff like that. But really nice. As soon as I saw turn 2 idle, I was in deep trouble, so I had a super rush. I don't know if I did enough. Nicely played, man. Cheers to you. I hope you guys are as surprised as I am from this game, because that was a really cool game. And let's just talk about the economy really quick. The double mana crystal ended up working out really nicely for Treecko. This idol, I wouldn't change this. I actually think this did really well. I would have loved to have seen a drain spell out of Treecko, just because he was when your Necromancer is getting focused like this, you always want healing. When we saw the Black Death being played, that wasn't enough. And like some people do mend. I do like the regen 1. I think Witchwood is a fair play. But in every Necro, I think you need a Drain Life or Drain Soul. Siphon's okay as well. But you need something like that, because it is very common for Necromancers to get just targeted. Like, absolutely just bodied that way. But overall, really nicely played. Devil, love seeing Priest. Thank you for representing that. I love seeing these free burns go out too. And yeah. So for anyone that's checking out our games, if you like this game and you want to join our community, there is a link to our Discord in the description for this YouTube. Just come on in. It's free. This whole game's free, and if you want to ask questions or if you want to get involved, we have a very friendly community. I'm actually really proud to be part of this community because everyone is so friendly. You know, it's usually friendly competition. Usually I say, because it's intense as well. And in general, I just really enjoy just seeing these games and playing with everyone. So hope to see you guys here. Until the next cast, I'm Coach Shade, and GG Devil.